Okay, so a bit of an issue on the first stream, but we're back here in F2. Here in Monte-Carlo, as you can see, it's a dry qualifying session. We already have a ton of cars going out on track. It's a very busy lobby today with 19 drivers racing today in round 6 of the 5th season here in Formula 2. I'm going to quickly run you down the standings in one moment, as we've already had 5 races done in Australia, Bahrain, China, Azerbaijan, and last week in Spain, which saw Gamer NL taking the victory and the championship lead in the standings ahead of Nigel. He's 19 points clear of Nigel in the Force India, so it's a very healthy lead from Gamer. He was one of the 2 let's say drivers who could have got promoted for this week for the Monaco Grand Prix into F1, but it was instead only Grange BF4 was also up the pile in the standings. He's got promoted to F1, so we'll see him racing tomorrow with the F1 drivers. But for now, it's Gamer leading the standings, Nigel in second, Maledictus in third, a lot of points behind Nigel, and then we have Spaghetti, Warlock, Jokey, Rinky in 7th, Stan in 8th, Olko and Johnny rounding up the top 10. They're all very close on points, so it's a very nice scrap for 3rd place. We have some podium finishes there down the back, but it's been a pretty dominant first part of the season from Greenwich Beer Gamer, and also one win from Jokey in Azerbaijan. So let's see if we're gonna have a 4th different winner here in F2. As always, provides some great action, and we are expecting nothing less, especially with 19 cars around here. And Gamer has got a 5-place grid penalty with collision with Tenkate. Jokey is out of the session from what I can see. I'm not sure if he's crashed. There he is. That's the Ferrari of Jokey, and he's out already from the qualifying session here in Monaco. And what a race to miss the qualifying session. We've got a 5-place grid penalty from our championship leader Gamer, who's currently on a flying lap, I believe, on the Sauber. So that's gonna drop him at least to P6 if he manages to get pole, and that is a crucial penalty. It's gonna drop him down, as we said, outside the top 5, and also Jokey will be most probably starting in last place. So that's massive news for the qualifying session here. It's not going to be Gamer on pole, and we know that for a fact. So Nigel goes on pole with a 10.3, 10.5 for Virtu in second on the Mercedes. So we are circulating in the low 10s, which was a bit higher than we were expecting, but it's only the banker times. People will be taking it cautious, and they can see a 9.5 from Tenkate, maybe getting a bit more aggressive, over 8 tenths quicker than Nigel, who is pretty quick in qualifying. So we could be seeing a nice race from this Williams driver Tenkate here in Monaco. Very nice pace already, and his teammate Donkey Dan 109.6, very nice lap, 1.5 tenths slower than 10. So let's see what they can do. Another driver in the 9s, Rinky Morris, across the line. He's currently on the 2nd sector of his 2nd flying lap, I would imagine. 7 people already have set a lap time, only 3 of them on the 109s around here. So this should be really exciting. Some people in the pit, some people out on track. So yeah, really looking forward to the different strategies, the action, and hopefully not too much carnage on the start. 109.4 from Olko. He puts the benchmark even higher, 1 tenth quicker than Tenkate on the Williams. He is on provisional pole at the moment with 13 minutes to go. Still plenty of time and plenty of laps to be completed from the 19 drivers today. As yeah, interesting, we didn't see the collision between Gamer and Tenkate, who's currently in P2. I'm not sure what happened, but we're just about to say that traffic will be really hard to manage here, especially when all 19 cars will be out on track on that final run, on that final 3 to 4 minutes, to do the best lap they can. It's only like a 3.7 kilometer track, if I'm not mistaken. It's definitely not more than 4 kilometers, if I'm not completely mistaken. I'm pretty sure it is less than 4 kilometers. So to bunch up 19 cars onto that space is going to be incredibly hard, I think, and especially letting people through will be even harder for some of these drivers. So yeah, let's see. All moment on pole position, 109. People being a go. Let's see what will happen on the rest of compact. A new driver is actually on a 10.6, so not too shabby at all, as I don't think he would have done any practice. It was a very short notice to come onto this race, so let's see what he can do on the Toro Rosso today. And just quickly check the comments. Hello everybody. Pole lap in F3 was a 108.4. Yeah, we are expecting the lap times to go lower than this. Congratulations on your win, Arai, as I saw the end of the F3 race. Very nice pace from you, and no many penalties. My mic is always lagging for some reason. It's just the nature of this headset, it's sometimes laggy. Not too much, I don't think. So at the moment, 4 out of 10 drivers are in the 109s. We should be seeing times in the 108s, as the F3 pole lap was in the low 108s, as Arai has pointed out, which is a very good lap time. Let's see what Gamer is doing. He has got that plate grip penalty, but oh, as I say that, 109.5, he goes onto the front row of the grid for now. He's 29 thousandths quicker than Tenkate on the Williams, and another 81 thousandths slower than Olko, sorry. So Olko's still on pole for about 4 minutes now, and he's still on the pit lane, waiting for his moment, waiting for most cars to come back into the pit lane so he can have some clean air, as at the moment we've got about 15 cars out on track, which is quite a lot. I don't think Gamer will be on a second flying lap. So let's try on board with Joruru, who's got into P5. I've just noticed 109.7, so now we've got 6 people under the 1 minute 10s. Olko's still in the pits, one of 2 drivers to be in the pits. Now he goes out, as we've got 13 drivers now who have set a lap time. Let's ride on board with Rinky, as he is on a flying lap. He's pushing the barriers there. You can see absolutely pushing to the limit. He's got his teammate on the Force India right in front of him. I'm not sure if that's going to compromise him or not. I don't think. It's a slow lap from Rinky. He goes into P4, 109.5, and that's now 3 drivers on the same 10th. It's very close. It's getting very close for pole position at the moment, although I do expect the lap times to tumble down in the next few minutes. It's only a matter of time before we see. At the moment, nevertheless, with a few drivers still waiting for their time. Tenkate goes on provisional pole, snatches away from Olko. It's a 109.2, almost in the 108, but still very far away from them, 0.3 of a second. But he snatches pole with 8 minutes to go. Let's see if Olko or anyone else can answer to that, as we got some people coming back into the pits. I would imagine setting lap times on their second run, that was, and now they're coming back for the third run. It's a very short lap time here, so you may even get 4 runs, I believe, into this 18-minute qualifying session. Let's see what Nigel is doing. He's back into the pits now. Robin and Warlock, I want to see what they are doing as well. I believe Robin, it looks like, oh, he's touched the barrier, he's lost a bit of his front wing. That's the Ferrari front wing onto there and he goes into the top 10 anyway. It's a 10.1, and I believe without these mistakes it would have been a 109, but it's P9 for Robin anyway. Let's see what Warlock can do. He's back into the pits, so Olko now I would imagine he's on a flying lap. Looks like it. It looks like he's starting one actually. Across the line, it's going to be a 108.4 lap time, 8/10 quicker than Tenkate. Absolutely smashes the previous personal best on this qualifying session. He goes on to provisional pole on the Mercedes, a low 108, and now that is the benchmark set way higher than I expected, and I think he's going to be more than happy with that lap. And he's got one more run to do if he's got the set of tires, the set of Hypersoft tires now. Let me just put the best lap time. You can see some people on the Ultrasoft tires actually. Gamer, Rinky, Betu, Stan and Maledictus set their best laps on Ultrasoft tires. Olko on the Hypersofts. So let's see now. Maledictus has retired from the session from P16 with a 114.8, so I think he's planning to start from the back on a fresh set of tires. Spaghetti is in on a flying lap, it looks like it. On the tunnel now. Comes out of it and into the no-wall chicane, down to second gear, taking a lot of the curve, very close to the wall there. And now into Tabak, a very fast right-hander and a very fast chicane, followed by another fast chicane, very close to the barriers again. Looks like he touched them actually there. Into Raskas, very close to the barriers on the exit yet again, and into Anthony Nose, opens the DRS. This is going to be inside the top 10. Yes it is, P6, well inside the top 10. A 109.7 on the Hypersofts. And now we are seeing Gamer making his appearance out on track for what it will be his last run, and it's on the Ultrasoft tires actually. So right now 5 people are on the Ultrasoft tires, including Gamer. I'm not sure why. At the moment he would be starting P8 with that grid job, but yeah, obviously I don't think Ulko will be improving on the Ultrasoft, so he's going to be definitely one of the drivers that will be starting on Hypersofts, which I haven't seen yet this weekend, I don't think. In F3, I believe most people start on Ultrasoft tires. Quickly check the comments. Yeah, very nice lap, Ulko. I think either matching or beating the F3 pole lap at the moment. Hopefully the barrier can go even lower than a 108.4. Let's see. Gamer is now starting his lap. Spaghetti goes into P2 with a 109.2. That is with a Hypersoft tires. Rinky goes second again now with a 108.8. Very nice lap from Rinky on the Force India, just behind Gamer. He is on the first sector. Let's see Gamer now. It would be a surprise if he got into the 108 even with the Ultrasoft tires, as they are much lower than the Hypersoft around here. He goes through the hairpin now as he approaches Portier, and now exits to enter the tunnel. He's currently in P5, beaten by Spaghetti and Rinky in the last minute. Into the Novo chicane, very close to the barriers as ever. Ulko still in the pits. One of the drivers that leaves it really late for their runs. Just under 4 minutes now spare in the session for the drivers to play. So the number 12 car making its way through Raskas and entering Anthony Now's. DRS wide open for Game NL. Where is this going to put him? It doesn't improve. He does improve actually. 109.3. So not a massive improvement. Definitely not a position improvement. He stays in P5, but he improves by 1.5 to 2/10 of a second. So not too bad of a lap, but I'm sure he could have done a bit better. Wasn't the best of a lap, but let's see where this one puts him. At the moment I think he will be starting outside the top 10. It just takes one more driver to beat him. I think 109.3 will be beaten by at least one driver on the remaining 3 minutes of the session. Most people back in the pits for guys, change of high soft, change of ultra soft, depending on your strategy. They're all coming back to the pits now. Let's see what Compact is doing. He is on a flying lap, seems like. First gear through the hairpin. Now through Portier, just 2.5 minutes left in the session. And the amount of cars in the pit lane is really scaring me, because it means that they will all be coming at around the same time. Because everyone will be going out at the next minute. And I think some people may even miss the last run at this rate. There you go, most people now popping up on the route laps. So they're all in the first sector, which is quite worrying. Now 17 cars out on track. Someone just popped up in, not inside the top 5. It might have been Warlock, who's now retired. So he's now up into P6 or 109.5 on the Hypersofts. He doesn't beat Gamer, so Gamer will still start inside the top 10. If it finishes like this, Compact goes into P9 with a 109.7 on the Hypersofts. As Ulco now is about to start his lap. Let's ride on board with this one, shall we? 1.5 minutes left in the session. Current pole man by 4/10. Can he set the benchmark even higher? There's a car right in front of him which is going to let him through. It's his teammate. And through turn 3 now he goes. Down to turn 4. Slight veer to the right to avoid the bump. And into Mirabeau now he goes into sector 2. Not sure if he's up on his lap time, but through the hairpin, clipping the inside curb to give you a bit more turning. Now through Portier, using all of the track here. Through the tunnel he goes, in a very crucial braking zone, and there's a lot of traffic ahead, and that's surely going to compromise him just a bit. Yeah, there you go, he touches the wall. Very unfortunate for Ulco. A lot of traffic never helps, and I don't think he's going to be improving today unless he's got no front wing damage and he's got fuel and tyres and time, which I don't think he does have all of them. There's a lot of traffic. We said he would play a big part, but he will try it. He doesn't give up. He will try to go for one more lap. He's got his teammate around 1.5 seconds in front of him. So this is going to be really challenging. Apparently he's finished his lap. He's finished his qualifying. But I don't think he should have finished his qualifying. Robin goes P3 with a 109.1. Very nice lap from Robin. Second row of the grid. And pretty much sealed at the moment with qualifying over now. Very nice qualifying from Robin after a very tough start to the season. Not many points gathered on the first 5 races, and he makes a very nice start to the Monaco weekend with most probably a second row start, either 3rd or 4th on the grid, as Tenkate earlier on pole now retires from P5 on the grid. Spaghetti in P4 approaching Raskas, and there's a parked McLaren on the exit, which doesn't help the Toro Rosso's momentum through there. Across the line, where's this going to put him? He doesn't improve, stays in P4, and this is the Monaco starting grid. Ulco on pole with a 108.4, great lap time, 4/10 quicker than E2, which was, I believe, Rinky Morris with a 108.8. Very nice lap from Ulco. I'm going to check the Monaco starting grid in 1 second now, as we are just moments away from the formation lap. There you go, Ulco, Rinky, Robin, your top 3. Spaghetti rounds off the first 2 rows with a 109.2. 4th place, 7/10 slower than Ulco, poleman. Gamer will be starting P11 on a fresh set of tyres, I would imagine. Tenkate in 5th, Warlock will be starting 6th, Donkey in 7th, Joruru in 8th, Compact in 9th, Stan in 10th. And we got Nigel in 12th, Smoking Batten in 13th, Virtu on the ultra soft tyres qualifying in 14th. and a few more drivers, including Maledictus, Jokey the Gamer, and 3 more drivers on the last 3 places of the grid. So this is shaping up to be a very nice race. Robin in 3rd. It's a very tough start to the season. Let's just check where he is in the standings. So Robin is currently 14th in the standings, just 4 points from Australia alone, and then he's got 0 points in Bahrain, China, and Spain, and a DNF is in Azerbaijan. As we said, very tough start to season 5 in F2, and he's starting from P3. Can he get his first top 5, first podium, or even something more from the second row of the grid here in Monte-Carlo? Just moments away from the race start. We will find out. It's dry, it's expected, it's Monaco. Not much weather to alter things, to alter the grid. Ulko leads them away on the formation lap. Rinky in 2nd. 6 different constructors in the top 6 places. So let's check the tyres fitted. I really want to see if Gamer is starting on a fresh set of tyres. He's starting on Ultrasoft, so that might be his qualifying set. If anyone can help me out with that, that would be great. I think he is starting on his qualifying tyre, because he would be starting on Super Soft, to be honest. Most people are starting on Super Softs outside the top 10, except Maledictus and NN. We've got 20 drivers actually, as NN joined, I believe, on the end of qualifying. So it's a full grid here for the start of Monaco Grand Prix. And well, I don't think we'll be seeing all 20 drivers finishing this race, to be completely honest. Not due to the caliber of drivers, not due to the tier, but due to the nature of Monaco and 20 cars battling it out to gain positions on the first lap and throughout the 39 laps. It's going to be absolute chaos here on the opening lap, and we're just moments away from witnessing the start of the Formula 2 Season 5 Monaco GP, with Ulko Paul, Rinky in 2nd, Robin and Spaghetti on the 2nd row, Tenkate and Warlock on the 3rd one. Let's see what happens as we are getting ready for the Monaco Grand Prix. Got 5 red lights. And we are underway here in Monaco. Ulko gets away very well, but Rinky already up into P1. It's going to be side by side between the two of them. Rinky has to back out, and as Spaghetti may get up into P2 as he already passed Robin, who's down to P4. So Robin has lost a position. Ulko is still in P1. Warlock makes the move on Tenkate further back. Let's see the move on Warlock. There you go. I think it was down to turn 1. Donkey and Joru still on 7th and 8th place. Game has made a position up into the top 10 now. You can see into the hairpin. What is going on there? A lot of cars tangling up. A domino effect into the hairpin. And I believe that's a lot of front wings gone. As you may have seen onto the hairpin. There you go. A lot of front wings. Let's see. The bottom 10 actually, I think, are about the same. Stan has lost a position from his teammate off the start. And further ahead, we've got Ulko already a 2nd ahead of Rinky on the Force India. Now down to 7/10, so it is altering a little bit on that last sector. We've got yellow flags, and Maledictus is the first retirement of the race. He's binned it into back. That's his front right tyre gone. And Mystic Man with a little bit of front wing loss there. 3 cars already in the pit, and it's going to be 4 with Mystic Man, I would imagine, making his way back into the pits. There you go. So 5 cars into the pit lane on the opening lap. 5 damaged cars limping back to the pits for a fresh set of tyres and a fresh front wing. Ulko limping through the sector 2. Very tricky section, very slow section. And Spaghetti made the jump on Robin on the start. Robin's lost a bit of time to Spaghetti, 1.7 seconds behind the Toro Rosso driver. And now getting pressurized, if I do say so, by Warlock on the Haas. Tenkate and Donkey Dan, the two Williams in 6th and 7th place. Further back we got Joruru Compact making a very nice debut. Compact on the Toro Rosso 9th, and Gamer on the Ultra Soft tyres in 10th place. As now Rinky has dropped a bit further back. Ulko sets the fastest lap with a 12.8 on the second lap of the race. Warlock getting even closer to Robin as he is losing time to Spaghetti. Some position changes down the back. JTX and NN with Red Bull of NN 599 already up into P13. Got a second time penalty, but he started in last place, so that's 7 places gained already. So a very good start from him. He didn't pick up any damage somehow from that hairpin, and he's found himself up into P13. I believe he doesn't have front wing damage. He might do, but he just didn't pit. But he seems to have decent grip through the second sector. Already some corner cutting penalties being applied here in Monaco. Very tricky, obviously, the track limit. But you can see the top 13 already dispatched from the bottom 6 now, as they all had to make a pit stop. Tenkate in P6 picks up a penalty as well on the first 3 laps. So let's see what's happening ahead. Ulko slightly quicker than his last lap, again at 12.2. But Rinky way slower than that, around 6/10 slower than Ulko on that last lap, and Spaghetti even slower than Rinky. So over 1.2 seconds between the top 3, and a further 3 seconds behind is Robin. So I think the closest gap we've got right now is for P12. I just spotted that. NN makes the move stick into turn 1 on J. And also Joruru is losing some places. He might have crashed into Mirabeau or a bit earlier than that. Compact up into P8, and Gamer benefiting from that as well into P9. So Gamer, 2 positions lost in 1 corner, but not front wing loss from what I can see from these shots, but that might be wrong. He may have some front wing damage, as now Ulko has pulled a 2-second gap from Rinky. Another 6/10 gain already from this lap, and it's not even completed. Spaghetti again losing half a second to Rinky. So the gaps are now over 1.5 seconds for both of these drivers. Even Robin is gaining now, as Tenkate already in the pits on lap 5 of this race, very early for sure. He's got front wing loss, and he's now going to change that front wing. Joruru also back into the pits and gets a 5-second stop go. Gamer also in the pits with I'm not sure if that's a front wing change. Has he just stopped in the McLaren pit box? I'm not sure, but he is out anyway. The roll 11th, 12th and 13th. The Stan is making his way out. He may jump Joruru. That's a very dangerous exit, as that's a Nigel as well. That's the Force India very close to Stan. Stan on the super soft tyres, not the best grip at the moment, as Rinky has gained 6/10, so he's gained the lost time from last lap now on lap 5. And this is a crucial point for the Hypersoft runners. Obviously tyres will be going off at some point during this race. There you go, top 7 on Hypersoft. Compact up into P7 as Tenkate made his first stop of the day. Joki up into P8 on super softs. We're not seeing him on the first laps either. I'm not sure where he came from. I believe P17, P16, as he crashed in qualifying, and then it's up his second penalty of the day already in P9 at the moment. He's not doing too badly, but he just has to keep an eye out on the track limit. Rinky 7/10 behind Ulko. We will see a battle between them already. He has gained 5/10 on this 1.5 sector, so very good pace shown And perhaps better tyre wear shown here from Rinky. He's able to push on 6-lap-old Hypersofts as they're now making their way through the slow Nouveau chicane and into the very scary back through the 2 fast chicanes. And seems like Rinky loses a bit of time through the second sector, but I do believe he's gaining some time to Ulko on the last one, and he's already into the pits, lap 6. So the pit window has well opened for the Hypersoft runners. Most of them have already pitted, and for once it's not a front wing change for the driver. It's a super soft tyres for Rinky, and most probably going to the end of the race. Robin picks up a time penalty, now in P3, and Joe into P5, Warlock in P4. None of them have made a pit stop, obviously. And now Donkey and Compact are in the pits too. Donkey on the super soft tyres and Compact on the ultra soft, so he's not going to the end on these ultra soft tyres for sure. I believe they can make about 25 laps, but yeah, 32 would be a push. So let's see how that one goes. So right now, Ulko versus Rinky. Will Ulko pit this lap? That's the first question. And if he does, will he rejoin ahead? That's a very slow to back. And I believe he's absolutely struggling on his tyres. Look at that, Spaghetti is getting 1 second on a couple of corners. Ulko will definitely lose the lead of this race here on lap 7. He's not pitting. He's not pitting. He's losing a heap of time to Spaghetti. I'm not sure what the issue is. It's definitely tyre wear or tyre temperatures. I'm not sure if he can cool them down or anything, but this is under a lot of danger here for Ulko. Very close to the barriers, and the tyre temperatures are over the moon right now. Look at that, he's sliding through turn 3, now through the downhill turn 4. I believe he's going to get passed by even Spaghetti on this lap, and he was over 3 seconds behind him on the start of the previous one. So Ulko is definitely going to lose the lead of the race, and may even lose P2 here if he's not careful with the tyre temperatures. But let's see how Rinky's doing. He's got a bit of clean air. Jokey run in front of him though. Gonna have to make a pass as Jokey is on the super soft, so this play another big factor in this race. Super soft will have to get past because Jokey will not for the next 20 laps. So Rinky has to find a way through. Ferrari driver. Let's see, has Ulko cooled down a little bit? Ulko now pits. Spaghetti stays out. Let's see. I believe Ulko will rejoin in P6. Warlock also makes his first stop from the Hypersoft tyres. Ulko on the ultra soft. So that's interesting. Ulko on the ultra soft. Already has 4 seconds. And yeah, very interesting strategy there from Ulko, losing the lead and 4 seconds on top of that, just to go on ultra soft tyres, leaving his rival on super soft to go yellow flag in sector 3 and some positions changed. JTX got Tenkate. Tenkate I believe has got an issue in this race. He's down in P19. And he was starting P7 I believe. Chertu, another guy who's making a front wing change on these opening laps. And JTX still on the pit lane, so might have been one of these guys involved in that yellow flag. And then making his way through the field, he's up into P8, 12 positions gained on the first 9 laps as Robin pits now from P2 on this race. Goes on to super soft tyres, and he may even benefit from this as Ulko will not make it to the end, and Robin may be in a shout of a podium as Gertrude now retires. Mystic Man gets another penalty. Sector 2 yellow flags, that might be for the Red Bull driver who's just retired, and then makes his first stop of the day as Gamer is in P9, Warlock in P8, who's made his pit stop. He's looking good as well for a top 5. Compact in P7, right behind Robin. Oh, he almost does a Rosberg there and hits the wall. No front wing lost there, fortunately for the Toro Rosso driver. That might be the first signs of his tyres going off, but it's only 3 laps that he's been on these ultra soft tyres. And yeah, just some late braking, I guess, into the Mirabeau section. Spaghetti still out on Hypersofts then, 10 laps done on these Hypersofts. He now comes back into the pits for what should be his first and last pit stop of the day, onto either super softs or ultra soft tyres. It's the super soft tyres, the safe option. He will come out behind Donkey and behind Robin even, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he will. So down to P6 as his teammate pit as well, so the two Toro Rossos make their pit stops on lap 10. Warlock and Game also get in position from compact pitting. Drops down to P13, 14. And there you go, it's going to be P14. Unless Mystic Man jump spin, going to be really close, but I believe compact will have this one. Yes, it does. So P14 rejoin for the Toro Rosso driver. And this is now the battle we have to keep our eyes on. As he said, very wide. The gonna be stuck behind. Race does Jokey now. As I say that, commentator curse, I'm absolutely sorry for Jokey. That's so unfortunate. He was doing a very good race. He was leading the race on super soft tyres, and now he's reversing to try and spin around his car to face the right way again. As yeah, it's really a lot of traffic here in Monaco. He's now gonna have to break a bit of his front wing to turn around the car. So out of all of that, we've got Rinky back into P1, Ulko closely following him in P2, just 4 tenths behind him. Donkey Dan, after all of that kerfuffle with Jokey, is very close to these two as well on super soft tyres. So we could see him in second after Ulko makes his pit stop. There's absolutely no way Ulko is going to the end on these ultra soft tyres, because we saw on the Hypersofts he couldn't keep the tyre temperature down after 6-7 laps. So I don't think he will be better on tyres on the ultra softs, but we could see him on the end on Hypersoft tyres. It's not really a track where you want to be doing the 2-stop though. Not really easy to overtake even on much fresher tyres or much quicker tyres, as Ulko now has a look on Rinky. He needs to get past on this alternate strategy. He's on much quicker tyres. We'll go around the outside into turn 3. He looks for it. He has a good grip around here. He still has way more superior grip than on the super soft tyres of Rinky, who goes really wide. Ulko has to benefit from some of this. He has to capitalize on these mistakes from Rinky and try and lunge it somewhere without too much danger, obviously, which would ruin both of their races. But we are going to focus on this battle now. It's either for the lead of the race, well, it is for the lead of the race, but Ulko will 90% have to pit yet again on the end of the race, which will drop him a lot of positions. So I still don't know why he pitted for ultra soft. Might have been a mistake, forgetting to change it to super soft, we're not sure. But right now he definitely needs to push and pass Rinky and make a gap to try and join inside the top 5. He loses the back end, which won't help his chances into turn 1. Rinky gets a bit of breathing space, 4 tenths of a second. Really close to the barriers. They are doing very well so far in this race to be in this 1-2 position. JTX is the 3rd retirement of the race. He has crashed in I believe Portier, or close to that. Yeah, I believe it was Portier. We didn't see his car, but Joki has got past there. As Robin has now made a pass on Spaghetti, and this might be for P3. I didn't see that. It was on the exit of turn 4 and into Mirabeau. He might have lunged him into Mirabeau, but let's see now. Olko very close to Rinky. Rinky goes defensive. And Olko, just like Senna and Mansell, absolutely head-to-head here in Monaco. Very close. Olko on the quicker tyres, Rinky on the slower ones. Let's see how much longer Rinky can keep Olko behind. Will Olko lunge it in? No, he won't. He loses the back end very dramatically there. Might be running a very low brake bias into Raskas. Very good exit from Olko. This could be the pass for the lead. Rinky will go defensive. Olko around the outside. It's going to be side by side into turn 1. Olko almost breaks his wing. He might have got some front wing damage. He's lost a bit of time. Now the Williams of Donkidan will join on the action. I cannot spectate any of the battles behind the top 5. Spaghetti now gets back past Robin in what is a double change of positions in the last 2 laps. Very nice battle between the two of them. Go yellow flag in sector 2. Might be for Vertu, who's now into the pit lane for a front wing change. Entang Tenkate, whose race is going absolutely wrong at this point. So I believe from this gap that is being created between Olko and Rinky, the Mercedes driver might well have front wing damage. As you can see on the front left, front wing, yeah, you can see he's losing a lot of time through sector 3. It's going to allow Donkey Down to make a move on the Mercedes driver who's really struggling, and is now going to make his pit stop. But what will the tyre be? Because he only made 6 laps on these ultra soft tyres, and he's going to rejoin well outside the top 6 or even 7 as Rinky sets some good lap times to take the lead, and he's looking set to win this race on the super soft tyres. 9 laps done. Same exact strategy as Donkey Down on the Williams. Spaghetti, fresher tyres, but didn't exactly have the pace to catch the top 2 at the moment. But let's see how this one goes. It's around 7 seconds now, the gap from Donkey Down. Robin in 4th, losing the position to Spaghetti, which he previously had gained. Warlock in 5th, and the top 7 are now on super softs. Gamer and Stan, the 2 Saubers, in 6th and 7th. Gamer, very nice recovery from P11. Now back into where he qualified in P6. Nigel in P8 on ultra soft tyres. He won't be going to the end either. He actually might be pitting very soon as well. Joki in 17th on ultra softs, the fastest lap of the race on lap 16. Joguru in 9th on super softs, and Smoking Bandit in P10 on ultra softs. Closely followed by Olko Kirby now. Yellow's in sector 2. Who could that be for? Nigel in the pits. As we said, he will be pitting soon. It's probably going to be for ultra softs or super softs. It's for the Red Bull tyre, the super soft tyre. Going to the end, 22 laps he has to do on these. And he's going to rejoin in P13. Unless Mystic Man has anything to say about that. It's going to be close, but I think Nigel will join ahead. So P13 for Nigel. They're trying to ball with Olko, who is obviously just pitted and very close to Smoking Bandit and Joruru. It's going to be another tense battle. 3-way fight for P8 at the moment. Let's see if Olko can make any sort of move. Very close to the wall there in the tunnel. Goes down the inside. Thinks better of it as he locks up both front tyres. You can see doesn't really do favours to the tyres here around Monaco. Both of these drivers very close to the wall, sometimes touching them even as they're pushing the limits through this stretch of Monaco. As the fight for P9 is getting really close now. Will Olco go down the inside? Yes, he is! Down the inside of the Renault. A bit of touch there. Picks up a 3-second time penalty from that. Still side by side. Incredibly close. Side by side now into turn 3. Olco touches the wall. And I think... Or he hasn't, because the Renault's got front wing damage now. Olco has picked up front wing damage. And a 5-second stop go for gaining a place outside the track limits. So it's all gone wrong for Olco there. From 8 seconds of penalties on one sector, and he's also damaged another car's front wing. So might be another penalty added to that. We'll see though, as we have to switch to the fight for P4. Robin and Warlock getting really close to each other into Raskas. Now Olco onto Joruru. Olco has lost more of his front wing, and I don't think much of it is hanging on still. He's going to have to make another pit stop in this race, and it's not going to be points for him today unless a safety car happens or a miracle happens. He's lost the pit entry, and guy who was fighting for the lead of this race, for the win of this race, looks really unlikely to score points. Robin is out. What has Robin done? Robin is out of the race. Has he crashed in Murabo? No, he's crashed in turn 4. No, Robin was in P4. And now he's crashed from P4 in Monaco. What a way to end the race. I'm not sure if he crashed with Warlock, because they were very close on the pre-lap. Let's see in the comments, I might be Robin. No, it's Olco. Yeah, very unlucky Olco. That race was really looking good for a podium, but so unlucky. Very nice pole lap as well. Just some incidents. A lot of front wings gone. But Robin looking set to get 12 points. He scored 4 so far, and he's got another DNF after Azerbaijan. That must be so gutting. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but most probably tapping the inside wall in turn 4 and losing his tyre. I didn't exactly see which side he lost his tyre, as Compact has got a 5-second stop go. He's serving now at his second stop, I believe. Yeah. That is absolutely gutting for Robin. As Wall in 4. Game of P11 up at P5. That back very close to each other. The 5-second stop go of corner cutting apparently. I believe he lost the back end. He crossed the wide line on the exit of the pit lane, and then the game thought he was on track, and then he cut to the first corner, so that's a 2nd stop go. Very unfortunate one. Smoking Bandit has lost his front wing from P8. As front wing lost into the Noble chicane. Not sure how. It might have locked up and crashed into the wall there. Very unfortunate for the Renault driver. He'll have to pit and drop outside the top 10 as well. And now Tenkate has also binned it in the Noble chicane. Kind of hard to bin it there, so I'm not sure if he missed his braking zone or a lot of reasons why he could have done that. But he's out of the race as well. That's now the 5th retirement. See, Mystic Man is not having a great race either. Let's see if Robin is in the comments. Yes, he is. Crash was my own fault, but nice dive bombs from certain drivers. Some complaints, but the crash was Robin's fault. Now Donkey Dan, this is going to be a fight for the win. I don't think either of them have penalties. 1 warning for Rinky, 1-2 penalty for Donkey Dan. So that's going to make his life even harder if he wants to win this race. Obviously a new driver, no points yet. So 18 points would be way better than he would have expected on his debut, as Joruru makes his second stop of the day. Or even his first one. I'm not sure if he stretched out these super softs lap 22. I believe he has, and now he's on to ultra softs as Joki has retired, and it's the 6th retirement of the day. And Compact is going really slow for whatever reason. It's a virtual safety car, that's why. So VSC might help Joruru. I don't think so, but it might slightly do, as it was exiting the pit lane. And then quick shout out to him. Started P20, now into P7. Avoided all the chaos on the first lap. Spaghetti in the pit. So Spaghetti decides to pit on the virtual safety car, which will be ending any moment soon, so he might not get full advantage from it. There you go. It's been deactivated a couple of seconds ago, so he's missed out on a couple of valuable seconds here under the VSC. Let's see, interesting decisions from Spaghetti. He could have stretched it out to the end, I believe, but he's decided to pass two cars to go up into the position he was. It's certainly going to be entertaining to see, but I don't think it's going to make his life any easier. So it's Rinky from Donkey, from now Warlock and Gamer, who have gained a position, as Spaghetti has pit on the last lap. He's gaining rapidly on Gamer, and we will soon see a battle between these two and Warlock. And also Joruru closing up on Ulco. Compact has retired, 7th retirement of the race, and we are left with 13 drivers now. Here go Joruru and Ulco. Joruru on quicker tyres, Ulco on 4-lap hold, super softs. We'll see a battle between them soon as well. As Donkey is losing time to Rinky. Joruru might have picked up a bit of throwing damage from that into Tobak. Yellow's in sector 1. It's interesting, but I'm not sure who that is for. Spaghetti now 4.7 seconds behind Gamer. It was over 6 seconds the previous lap. So he is gaining a lot of time, as the Sauber driver is losing a bit of time to Warlock in 3rd. So let's quickly check penalties then, as they are gonna be bunched up in a couple of laps time. 1 warning for Warlock, a couple of them for Gamer, and 1 warning for Spaghetti, so they're all clean at the moment, as the gap between the top 2 is stable, and 2.2 seconds, both of them on the same exact strategies, same tyres, 18 lap hold supers. And all eyes on this battle for P3. Spaghetti quicker than Gamer, who's now gaining on Warlock as well, neither of them with penalties. 15 laps to go. Who's gonna grab the last podium place? As Gamer is losing time to Ulco, so I would imagine he has got some throwing damage from that touch into back. You don't want to be doing many touches with a wall there. Spaghetti now under 3 seconds. You can see both Gamer and Warlock. Gamer has gained a couple of tenths to Warlock, so slowly but surely gaining on the Haas driver. Very nice lines from Spaghetti there. Another second gain on this last sector. Easy to gain, hard to pass. So let's see how he manages that situation. More time gained from Gamer on Warlock. And now it's 3 seconds separating them for P3. Let's run a ball with Warlock. See if he's struggling with tyres at the moment. Through Mirabeau he goes, the downhill, hard on the traction, hard on the brakes into the hairpin. 1.5, 2.5 seconds separating third to fifth. The Spaghetti is almost right on the back of the Sauber of Game NL, who decided to stay in F2 and not get promoted to F1 for this race. He's doing well in P4 at the moment. Will stay in the top of the standings as Nigel hasn't got a great race in P8. Giroux now gaining on Orco. They are very close to each other for the last point positions. Mystic Man is retired from last place. Now 8 retirements. As it's 2 seconds now separating third to fifth. 1.5 seconds separating third to fifth. It's getting really close between Gamer, Spaghetti and Warlock in third, who's continuously losing time to these two. Either Gamer lets Spaghetti through and Spaghetti tries to overtake Warlock, and then Gamer can maybe benefit from that, or Gamer feels confident he can push to overtake Warlock and then have a buffer to Spaghetti. We'll see how that one goes. I doubt Gamer or anyone in his position would let Spaghetti through, but it might not be an option as Spaghetti goes down the inside, but thinks better of it. Doesn't have the speed to overtake the Sauber, and they are now losing time to Warlock. This is what I'm saying. If Gamer wants P3, he should let Spaghetti through. Smoking Bandit now retires from last place. 9 retirements so far. Let's see how Gamer approaches this. If these two battle, it's inevitable. Warlock will run away with third. If Gamer lets Spaghetti through, Spaghetti and Warlock will battle, which will benefit Gamer. So it's hard to let a guy through in Monaco, especially when you're fighting for P4. Spaghetti goes down the inside, and there you go. Gamer does not fight it all too much. He knows what he's playing with here. And Spaghetti will now go and fight with Warlock, and Gamer knows he will benefit from this. He didn't fight it all too much, he didn't let him through obviously, but since him and Spaghetti were side by side, there was only one guy who should have bucked out, and it was Gamer. On 18 lap older tyres and on harder tyres as well, Spaghetti will only go forwards from here unless he tangles with Warlock. He's gaining a lot on the hash drive on the last sector. You can see Warlock losing the back end absolutely everywhere through that last sector. The gap has trimmed down to 0.3 of a second. Where will Warlock make the pass? Will he be patient or not? He wasn't too patient with Gamer. He has a look on Warlock already from the first opportunity. I believe there's a car ahead. I'm not sure if it's ghosting. No, it's not. It's Giroux, sorry. He's made another pit stop. He's now on ultra soft tires. I'm struggling to speak at this point. 10 laps to go on this Monaco GP. Fight for P3 is on here, and Gamer is some meters back spectating this battle. Will Spaghetti go for it into the noble chicane? He has a look, he goes down the inside, they tangle. Warlock and Spaghetti tangle, and as we said, Gamer will benefit from this. He gets a 3-second time penalty though. He's up into P3. Spaghetti, fair play to him. He's let Warlock go pie again, and they've both lost the position. Gamer up into P3, picking up a 3-second time penalty. Not sure if it's going to be reviewed by the stewards, as he had to avoid the two drivers. Obviously Warlock facing the wrong way there. Spaghetti may go through here, and I don't think Warlock will fight it. He will fight it. They crash, and Spaghetti's out. I'm not sure what Warlock is doing here. They've both crashed. It's... oh my god, Warlock's taking out Spaghetti. And that's never good to see. 2 retirements from this race. And I think that's going to be a harsh penalty for Warlock. Yeah, that's interesting. Really controversial from Warlock there. Clearly turning into Spaghetti, but we're gonna leave that to the stewards anyway. Not my job to comment on that. Donkey down and Rinky on all of that. Somehow, same exact gap as we left them a few laps ago. Rinky is still leading from Donkey down. Unless I missed anything, they're still on 0 and 1 penalties for Rinky and Donkey respectively. Donkey almost on 2 penalties there. Chururu and all of that up into P9. Vitsu in P8, very close to Ulko now, the closest gap we have. And then very close to Nigel. If anything, we'll see these two fight earlier than Vitsu and Ulko. Let's see now, Vitsu 8/10 behind Ulko. Will he start thinking about a move? The 2 teammates in the Mercedes fight for P7. The 2 extra points on the championship. Let's see how these two handle it, both on super soft tyres. All drivers on this race except one on super soft tyres. Chururu being the exception on ultra softs. Look at the 2 Mercedes, so close. Now through Portier. Turn 8 of this track. Under the tunnel they go. Will Virtue think for a move? I think he's a bit too far away now into the Noble Chicane. He has a look. Doesn't go for it. Ulko doesn't have to go defensive just yet. As we've just got 8 laps to go on this race. Ulko and Vetsu very close into Rascas now. Will Vetsu think for a move into turn 1? As NN has lost a lot of time to Nigel, and Donkey has got a little bit of time to Rinky. Very close between them. Virtu's pushing Ulko through there, through the hairpin. Really wants to pass it, but he has to find a way through instead of pushing him through the hairpins. He's gonna go down the inside. He thinks better of that. He's not too aggressive on the curb through there. Ulko has a lot less grip somehow, but he's on 5-lap fresher tyres than Virtu. Ulko struggling through there. Let's check the penalties. Oh, has a look there. Virtu had a look on the background. 3 penalties, I believe, for Ulko, and Virtu on 1 penalty. So Ulko will most probably be dropping down to 8th after this, and Virtu in 7th. So yeah, as we said, really interesting from Gorenish Beer. One of the most controversial crashes we've seen so far in this season. Spaghetti going for a impatient move onto the chicane from a bit too far away. Made contact with Warlock, breaking his front wing, I believe, into the chicane. Warlock spins, Gamer goes through into P3. And Spaghetti lets Warlock through. At this point we thought that was okay. Yeah, they both had lost the position. Warlock obviously wanted to get that podium, and he lost it due to Spaghetti being impatient. And then they went into turn 1 together, and Warlock had none of it. It was interesting. We'll see what the stewards decide for the next race in Canada, as Virtu will now go past Olko, who lets him by. Chiruru is also closing up on them. And with all of that, we've got 5 laps to go from Rinky, from Donkey down on the Williams, Gamer in 3rd, the 2 Saubers in 3rd and 4th. Very nice race from them. Nigel in 5th, got NN in 6th from last place on the grid. Yellow's in sector 2, and that is Olko in the Mirabeau. He's lost a lot of time. He might have a puncture. He's going very slow through there. Jaruru will catch him. Caps now under 10 seconds. Olko's got a bit of front wing damage there from what I can see. On the right hand side of the front wing. He's losing a lot of grip. Donkey down picks up another time penalty, so that is now game over for him. 2 penalties to Rinky's 0. So it looks like the top 3 will be settled like that, as Nigel's actually really close to Stan. Let's check penalties before we see the battle. Stan with 0 penalties, Nigel with 0 penalties, so this is the fight for P4 on track. Who will finish ahead? As now Jaruru very close to Olko. I think he might get past in a second now, as Olko does have some sort of problem there. He had to let the Rinky through, and he also had to let Donkey down through in a second. Jaruru has already done that, so Olko will only lose a bit more time to Jaruru there. As Olko will probably let Donkey down through over here. And Jaruru getting even closer to the Mercedes driver, as Nigel and Stan also really close. Stan on 34 lap soup soft tires. Jaruru has lost time to Olko, so that's the battle gone again. Stan and Nigel very close to each other. Nigel on 14 lap fresher tires. Stan will have to make 37 laps on these tires. That is quite remarkable actually. Pitting lap 4 is going to the end. Also Rinky and Donkey 33 laps on these tires. Came at 34 laps. Got Nigel on much fresher tires, no doubt about that. Jaruru pits for Hypersoft now. As Nigel may have a look on Stan here. Into turn 1, opens the DRS. He doesn't even have a look. He has a lot of ERS. Stan has the same amount of ERS. What about the fuel then? I don't think you can see the fuel actually. Pretty sure we could in a different patch, but on this one we cannot. Not great, but oh well. Olko and Jaruru now a lap down. I believe Virtu will also be getting a lap in a bit. So 2 laps to go, 1.5 laps to go for these 2 drivers, Nigel and Stan, as Rinky is about to start the last lap of the race in 2 sectors. So there's still 2 laps to go for these guys, Stan and Nigel. Nigel will definitely think about it. This is the battle of P4. It's a couple of points more than P5. So I think definitely Nigel will at least have a look. Already to turn 1 now. He's a bit further back actually than he was last time out. Stan does seem to be quicker on the places where he should be quicker, and that is helping him a lot. And now through the slow section, Ulko has retired from the race from P8. I believe he will still get 2 points as he has completed 90% of the race. Rinky now should be starting his last lap. There you go, last lap for Rinky. And Nigel, 3.5 more sectors to go for them. He lost a bit of time to Stan. You can see Ulko's car there. Nigel, not the best line through to back. He's lost more time to Stan, and it's looking like we're not going to see a change in positions for P4. As Rinky is very close to finishing the race. Through the tunnel he goes for the last time. Let's run aboard for Nigel for a while longer while we can, before Rinky makes his way on the last sector of the race. Great job from the Force Indy driver. Started P2, overtook Ulko due to strategy, and from then it was pretty much a cruise to the end, keeping Donkey behind, never letting him get inside the top 2 seconds. And it's going to be 25 points for Rinky, the first win of the season for him. Donkey in second. Couple of penalties picked up, but very good job from him nevertheless. Let's see if Nigel has got past that. No, he hasn't. He's not really close, and there's not really any overtaking spots, and he's got a 3-second time penalty, and that's gonna drop him back 3 seconds behind Stan. So it's Gamer in third from 11th place with a 5-place grid penalty. Stan in fourth, making it 27 points in the constructors for Sauber, the highest team on this race, and he's very happy about that. Nigel in 5th, right behind him, and then from last place into 6th, Vertu in 7th, and it's Joruru, who's already crossed the line in 8th, doing the fastest lap of the race as well in the process. That is the Monaco GP done. Podium celebrations then for the Force India, Williams and Sauber drivers, Rinky, Donkey Dan, and Gamer NL. As we'll get them in the party, make sure to leave your questions for the drivers if you have any. And your final order here. The top 5 Dutch drivers: Rinky, Donkey Dan, Gamer on the podium, Stan and Nigel on the top 5, Vertu, NN and Joruru your finishers, with Ulko, Warlock, Spaghetti, Smoking Bandit, Mystic Man, Compact, Old DNFing, and a few more drivers as well. And a lot of time penalties too. Rinky, Stan, all not getting penalties. So it is Rinky, your race winner, Donkey on his debut in second, and Gamer a great recovery from P11. A special shout out to NN from last place on the grid in P6 out of 8 people. So yeah, we'll invite everyone in the party. Make sure to leave your questions if you have any, and we'll ask them to our drivers. After a very entertaining race, a very controversial race, in Monaco for round 6 of 21. As I will try to get Spaghetti and Warlock in the party as well. Talk about that crash. Yeah, I'll just check the comments. Let's see if I got any questions. Hello Spaghetti, hello Gamer.
Why am I in?
So Spaghetti, you're in just to talk about that incident with Warlock. That's the reason I wanted you to join. If you want to talk about it, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I think we got all the podium guys in. There you go, Rinky, Gamer, and Donkey Don. So let's begin with the interviews. Rinky, well done on your win here in Monaco. Very nice place to get your first win of the season. So yeah, just talk us through that race. Not much actually happened. You passed the Olco, obviously really, due to strategy mainly, and then just keeping just keeping Donkey behind. So what were your thoughts when you saw Olco on Ultra Softs?
Yeah, at first I thought he was maybe gonna get past. We were side by side one time, but I could defend my position. It's Monaco, so it's not easy to pass here. Yeah, and from there on, just drove the race, I guess.
Yeah, you were both stuck behind Jokey for a good few laps, which obviously cost you, I think, 4 seconds to Olco, which was the margin you undercutted him. But yeah, pretty much a decent race, no penalties as well, so clean sweep from you, obviously not. Yeah, very good race actually, avoiding all incidents to win that race, and I believe that brings you a lot closer to the lead of the standings as ever. So you were P7 before that. It's your first podium actually and your first win. So I believe that will bring you definitely third at least. And yeah, my only other question is, do you think you can challenge for wins on the next couple of races? Yeah, so good luck for the next few races as well. Moving on to Donkey Don, second place on the Williams. Very nice race from you as well. So I believe you didn't really start that far up. Can't exactly remember which position. 7th. So yeah, you made a pretty decent recovery, like Gamer as well, from far down the grid. But yeah, just talk us through that race as well. You had some battles as well. Didn't really keep up. Well, you kept up with Brinky most part of that second stint, but you couldn't really catch him to make the overtake. You got a couple of penalties, which also minimized your race win chances. So talk us through that race. Yeah, obviously P2 is a very good finish for you as well. And do you think the next couple of races suit you? Canada, Austria, obviously got Paul Ricard as well, the new track. Do you think you can get some nice results there? Yes, that's very good. Keep out of trouble today, so if you can do that next couple of races, Obviously, we saw a lot of chaos today, so I'm sure that's going to be mostly the case for the next couple of races. So just avoiding the crashes and doing your own race, maybe a different strategy. Obviously, for Canada and Paul Ricard could be the case. So yeah, let's see how these two plan as well. Moving on to Gamer then, in third place. Yeah, interesting race from you as well. I believe you will be still leading the championship after this one. But a 5-place grid penalty in qualifying, what exactly happened there? I believe it was a Tenkate. Okay. Which part of the circuit was it? The last one, okay. So yeah, I guess traffic was really high on that qualifying, 19 cars out on track. And yeah, really unfortunate. You could have started P6. Do you think you could have managed something better than P3 if you didn't have that grid penalty? Yeah, exactly. Damage limitation is still a very decent result. So you obviously want to win this championship. How do you approach the next few races? Do you want to do the same thing as you did today, get good points, third place, maybe fourth, or are you gonna go all out and try to get the next few races going to P1? Yeah, of course. So I'm sure we'll see you up the top again, fighting for the wins on the next few races. So that's the podium, guys, done on the interviews. No questions, I don't think. So if we still have spaghetti in the party, which we do, thank you to all the podium finishers and congratulations. Good luck to the rest of the races. And yeah, we'll see you next week in Canada. So just moving on to spaghetti, we don't have Warlock in the party. So it's not going to be opinions from both of the drivers, but from what I saw, you guys you were a bit impatient to the chicane. You went for the move for P3. Obviously you wanted that position, Nouveau chicane. Mostly drivers go for a move there, but did you think you regret that move now, or would you still go for it? Yeah, do you regret it, or was it fine? Yeah, yeah, you should. You regret that move because you let him through. Obviously, you let him have P4. Yeah, yeah, we did see that turn one incident as well, and from my screen at least, Warlock turned into you. Although the corner was going right, he turned left. So Yeah, I'm not sure what I can say about that, but obviously really tough luck. I don't think you deserve that. Mistakes happen, you let him through, and yeah, in my opinion, he shouldn't have done that. But no point of me saying the opinion. The stewards will definitely see it, and it will be investigated and most probably penalized. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It was just two incidents we had to talk about. It's pretty clear, to be fair, what happened. So yeah, hopefully better luck from you next few races as well, and good luck to you as well. Yeah, so that's been pretty much the Monaco Grand Prix. We'll see you all next week in Canada, where hopefully you have a much cleaner race and entertaining as today. So it's 7 days time from now. We'll see you in Montreal. Goodbye.